everybody, in this tip video I'm going to show you how to paint a rose leaf. It actually applies to most deciduous leaves as well, like apple leaves and other fruit tree leaves, so it's a good technique to get used to. So how I start is that I do a pencil drawing where I have the outline of the leaf itself, the outline edge, and then I also put in the central vein and the sort of secondary veins that come off of that. And I try and do that really accurately from a photograph. And then I want to get the lightest part of the composition in first, and that is, in this instance with the leaf, that's the colour on the veins, which is the sort of a very yellowy colour. And I don't want to take that too dark too quickly, so I'm going to start with a pale yellowy wash on there. I've used a combination here of lemon yellow, which is a nice transparent yellow, and also a little bit of sap green in there just to give it a greeny edge. So I apply that first, just literally over the veins, so I end up with a few yellowy stripes, and then I want to fill in the colour in between and give the rest of the leaf a sort of background colour. So I want to use the three colours that I'm going to use for the leaf, and they are sap green, permanent sap green, and also olive green and some Payne's grey, which is very potent, so you don't need very much of Payne's grey. So here's a little clip showing you me applying this colour in a sort of watery to milky consistency using a number 3 brush. And I'm just applying it using a wash technique. I'm not worrying about getting hard edges because we're going to end up with further layers on top. So now you want to let that layer dry. With all of my work, I'm always letting each layer dry in between times. So here I'm using the same combination of hues, those 3 greens, but I've taken the paint to a much thicker consistency. We're now at a sort of creamy consistency, and I'm using a 0 or a treble 0 brush here. Now obviously this video is speeded up, but you can see I'm applying it and I'm trying to give a real feel for the sorts of third layer of veins that we've got going on within the leaf. So I'm sort of creating little boxes. I'm not doing it in a uniform way, but I am giving an indication of what's going on there with those second level of veins. So I'm sort of leaving the little gaps in between. So you end up with a leaf that's looking like its contrast is far too strong. It's looking very bitty. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take the same 3 hues again, probably with a little bit more sap green in them this time, and we're going to take it back to a watery or milky consistency and go back to a size 3 brush. And we're just going to apply a wash or a glaze on top, and we're going to put it everywhere. And can you see how that just unifies and starts bringing a solidity to the leaf? And if you do that with a light touch, you really don't lift off very much of the paint that's underneath, providing of course that you've let it dry, which is a prerequisite there. So we can still see our veins, but they're now feeling like they're much more part of the leaf, and they're not standing out too strongly. Now, as you've taken your mid-tones of your leaf darker, which is what you've just done, what you'll find is that you may want to then touch up some of the darker parts of the leaf and strengthen those up with another layer, again making sure you've allowed the previous layer to dry first. And you can keep going with this process of sort of gradually getting darker until you really feel that you've built up the depth of colour to the level that it needs to be. If you've enjoyed this tip video, then please check out Watercolours with Wow. It's an online workshop with me, Anna Mason. Membership is free and gives you all my free video tips in one place, the lowdown on the materials I recommend you use, forums to get help and support from other workshoppers, and affordable step-by-step video tutorials available on demand from as little as £20 or $30. So come and say hello to me there. Thanks for watching.